How would you like to be a lord? How would you like to own your own scenic plot of land in Scotland? Do you want to feel the crunch of a peasant's skull beneath your sketchers? Well, you're in luck. Thanks to websites like Established Titles, yes, you can be a lord or a lady today. You get an official title, a plot of land, all for the low price of Okay, I know this is meant to be a cutesy gift, but $50 American. Come on, Established Titles, for shame. For shame. So that's my first problem. The price. For 50 quid, you better be getting something special. Now, the advertised certificates look quite good, very premium, worth the cost. None of this high school sports day certificate shite. Wait, it's just a digital download. You don't even get a physical certificate. Another £30. Fuck me. Okay, let's have a look at what you do get. I mean, it's not terrible. Wait, shouldn't that say Queen Elizabeth, not Lady Elizabeth? Doesn't matter, I suppose. This document has no legal value. So you get a piece of paper, or if you don't have 30 quid, a PDF file. What else? A dedicated plot of land measuring 1 square foot, 5 square feet, or 10 square feet. So I get a plot of land. Here they're calling it a souvenir plot. What does that mean? Do I own it? Can I build on it? As the intention is for the land to be kept in its natural state, we ask that all interested parties do bear this in mind. So they're not saying no, they're just saying to bear in mind their intention to keep the land in its natural state. That seems vague. Which brings me neatly onto my second problem, misrepresentation. So, Established Titles has a blog. It's got some interesting posts. Established Titles is a marvellous, prestigious, and widely recognised company. Marvellous has 2 L's, you cretins. We vow to dedicate all of our time and energy to our most esteemed lords and ladies. Well, I would certainly hope so for 80 quid a pop. Drawing from the times of feudalism, lordship continues to be accessible in the 21st century. I don't really know if we want to draw on the times of feudalism, to be honest. The lord of the manor represented the highest power on their small plot of land. Very small, in this case. Extremely small. At its core, the lordship title represents land ownership, and we at Established Titles have found a way to maintain this historic tradition. So, lordship represents land ownership, eh? Ergo, I would be the owner of any land I bought? No, I'm no big city lawyer, but I have been reading about Scottish land ownership legislation since 4 AM this morning. Look at all these tabs! And here's the thing. A person who buys a bit of land in Scotland is not automatically the owner. You can only obtain the right of ownership by registration in the Land Register of Scotland. But in the case of the land being sold by these websites, sold here in inverted commas, it's simply too small to be registrable. And if it's not registrable, you can't prove ownership. Thank you, Section 22 of the Land Registration Act of 1979. So, okay, you don't own the land, but for those 50 greasy American dollars, you still get an official title, right? I mean, no. If you don't own the land, you're not really a lord. Also, in Scotland, you can basically call yourself whatever you want. In Scots common law, there's no need for a statutory declaration or anything to change your name. As long as you don't go insinuating that you're an actual lord, i.e. a peer, or give yourself a title that infringes upon someone who already holds that official designation, you're all good. So, okay, you don't own the land and you don't get a title. What are you paying for again? Oh, yeah, the PDF. So you're probably thinking, Neil, surely no one's thick enough to spend $50 American on a PDF. Well, let me assure you, there are definitely people thick enough to fall for this. One nation in particular.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Why are you laughing? It's not a funny situation.
See, a lot of their marketing seems to target Americans. They even got Ice Cube to promote their website. I mean, they paid him on Cameo. I could do that. I could pay Ice Cube £415. I'm not going to, but I could, in theory, pay Ice Cube just to say that this website is balls. You know, Americans are always very interested in their heritage, and fair play to them, but there are probably better ways to connect with your Scottish roots than this. And if you're buying this just for a novelty, you can achieve the same thing with a PDF you can make on Photoshop or Paint in about 5 minutes. So you might be wondering why I've singled out established titles, because there's no shortage of these websites selling these phony lordships. Well, they're pretty new. They've been trading since March 2020, and only in the past month have they actually updated their website with an official company name, Galton Voice Limited. Just for some background, it is a legal requirement in the UK that you make freely available your company registration number and the jurisdiction that you're registered in. Established titles, or rather Galton Voice Limited, do neither of these things. And to top it off, the company isn't even registered in the UK. That's right, they're selling land, inverted commas again, in Scotland, but they're not even registered in the UK.
Disgusting!
Now, if you Google Galton Voice Limited, it comes up with a company in Hong Kong. On the website for established titles, they state that the governing laws of their terms and conditions shall be the laws of the state of New York. But there's no company called Galton Voice Limited in New York State. What is happening here?
I think I can smell shite.
Be a real lord like your homeboy Ice Cube.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
So that's sort of why I made this video, so that people can be aware of what they're actually getting when they spend their hard-earned dollars on establishedtitles.com and similar websites. I think their business practices are pretty sketchy at best and fairly ludicrous at worst. It's essentially like me saying, send me money on PayPal, and you could be the Duke of my toilet bowl. That's right, for a small donation you could be Duke of my toilet bowl. How about Lord of the Vegetable Drawer? Or perhaps you'd prefer some cupboard space. You could be the Lady of the Microwave, the Earl of Sandwich. You won't even get a certificate, you'll just know it to be true. My PayPal is in the description. But in all seriousness, I've made a certificate on Photoshop, it's in the description. Do not pay 50 quid for this shite. So to conclude, there are 838.6 billion square feet in Scotland. And if you want to spend $50 to buy one of those square feet, that is your God-given right. For $50, you could buy a USB pet rock, or a car desk, or a DVD rewinder. So yeah, don't say I didn't warn you. Goodbye.